And then on the 3rd of April, 2025, there is a text that Mr. Matlala sends to you. Again, it looks like a forwarded text. You deal with it at paragraph 34 of your statement.
That's correct. Sorry.
I'm not going to read all of it, but in some, it was, it looks like a message in relation to a service provider and the refusal to conduct medical surveillance. Yeah. And why was Mr. Matlala sending you this?
He's sending me his concerns to say my people cannot facilitate the authorization, yet you guys are complaining to say I'm not performing. While I'm trying to facilitate the authorization, I'm told that some are refusing and saying the contract has been cancelled.
Where does he say all of this? I guess if you look at it,
Are we on page 46?
yes.
It says, Beauty received a call from Colonel Kobe. Beauty might be one of his service providers who was inquiring regarding the booking of 3 members whose authorization were issued for Limpopo, but turns out they are in GP and MP. He proceeded to inform Beauty that she does not need to continue with the booking them, as his office was informed by National Head Office to no longer send our office work as the contract is being cancelled.
Okay, so you explained that it's because Mr. Matlala was explaining to you that you are complaining about non-performance, yet this is what's happening on the ground. I was asking, where does he say this? Because if you look at that message, it's just forwarded with no context.
Oh, I thought you were asking
No,
where
not-
does it say the contract is being cancelled?
No, I'm asking rather about when would you have had that conversation with Mr. Matlala? Because if you look at that, after he forwards you this message on the 3rd of April, the next time you interact is the 18th of April. And we'll get to that.
There are visits in between. Not
Okay.
everything will be captured on WhatsApp.
So this occurred in a visit, right? What was he expecting of you?
Nothing. Nothing.
So he
There's
was
nothing
just-
that I can do. If people are refusing appointments, if people are refusing to commit to the appointments that are not in my environment, there's nothing that I can do.
And you don't believe that he was perhaps referring to the second paragraph, rather, which talks about the cancellation of the contract?
Referring to it in which way?
Whether he was asking you to assist with anything that's happening at the national office.
No, she never asked me, he never asked me anything to assist with this contract.
So in this context, you are saying that it was just to share what was happening and nothing else? And did you take any steps once you saw
No,
this?
nothing.
All right, thank you. And then if we go to the 18th of April at 10:53, you write to Mr. Matlala, "Good morning, Mr. V. Did you do that thing?" He responds, "I didn't receive it yet, but I'll send it soon as I get it. He won't disappoint me, don't stress." You respond and you say, "Thanks." Do you recall what this was in relation to?
My medication.
All right. And then on the 29th of April 2025 at 6:54, Mr. Matlala deletes a message. You respond at 9:08 and say, morning, udelitile eng. Morning, what did you delete? And then Mr. Matlala sends a pin, a location pin. Do you recall what that was about?
This location, me and Mr. Matlala, we were supposed to meet, and he sent me this message because he was not around. He informed me that he went to KZN to meet the former Minister, General Cele. You
Oh,
see,
so-
to show that we were in a relationship, you can't send someone a location of your whereabouts if you are not in a relationship. Here he sent me, he was in, can't you open it? He was in KZN, I think Beverly Hills Hotel, where he was going to meet General Cele. This is General Cele, former Minister Cele. Just wanna check. Can I check on my phone?
Sure.
If I did not delete it. Okay, or no. Which date is this one? Yeah, there we go. He was at Beverly Hills Hotel. The location is showing like that.
He was at Beverly Hills Hotel in KZN, you say, to meet with Minister Cele.
That's what he told me.
Okay. And when did he tell you this? From the messages, it's just a location pin, and then he says, meeting with them, I'll call you. Can you see that on page 38 afterwards?
I can see that.
So is it that afterwards did he call and advise you, or?
It's either he told me personally when he comes back.
And did he tell you what the meeting was about?
No, he did not.
Did you ask him what the meeting was about?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And then let's go to the following day. Sorry, Brigadier, I'm just going to ask for a screenshot of the maps from our, not now, I'll come, but from our side, it's not linked. Let's go to the 10th of May. At 11:25, you send a message to Mr. Matlala and say, morning, Mr. V, why are you not returning my calls? He responds with a letter, which is contained at MTJ 8. And the letter is a response from Medicare 24 to what would have been a letter of demand sent to Medicare. So it's formal notice of breach and demand for compliance. So he then sends you Medicare's response. He follows that up. Oh no, that's the following day. On this day, you received this letter. What did you do? Sorry, on the 12th. He actually, you sent the message on the 10th, and he responds 2 days later with the letter. Do you see that?
He sent a letter when?
On the 12th.
Yes.
And then, did you have regard to that letter?
No, I just felt sorry. Just felt sorry for him.
No, I mean, so you did have regard?
MTJ 8.
Yes. It's at page 62 of the annexures.
TJ 8. Oh, this is
Oh,
the
no,
letter
my apologies, 63.
for the breach and demand for compliance.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I said nothing on this letter.
So when
I
you
just read it and said nothing. It is his right to write a letter and inform them about the breach of contract.
Okay. And in that time, because you explained that sometimes there are visits, because if you see, it's 2 days between the time that you said, morning, why are you not returning my calls, and when he sent the letter. Did you meet with Mr. Matlala?
Definitely.
And would you have discussed these concerns that lead to this letter?
We also discussed the KZN trip and yeah.
Okay. You discussed the KZN trip.
Yes.
Earlier you said you didn't know what was discussed at the meeting, or you just mean the commute itself?
No, the context of the meeting, I don't know, but I know he's told me about the KZN trip, and I think on this day, he was supposed to meet former Minister Cele, and they never met. He say, I just decided that I am tired of people milking me out.
He was tired of people making him?
Milking.
Milking. What did you understand this to mean?
Money.
So was Mr. Matlala telling you that he was previously, he had been milked? Because if you say you're tired of being milked, that you mean something had come.
It's a hearsay. Ke mabarevare.
Brigadier,
Ms. Boy,
you...
isn't the context that you were asking what she was told about the cancellation of a specific meeting? And then the response was in that context.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was asking about the letter itself and the cancellation of the contract. It's the witness who directed me to the fact that they discussed the meeting in Durban and that the meeting was cancelled because Mr. Matlala had indicated that he was tired of being milked. So that's the direction I went, because the witness gave us those answers, unless...
No, Ms. Bowe, you took me to advocate. You took me to between the 10 and the 12. And I say, I definitely saw him in between.
I don't dispute that, Brigadier. We got there. It doesn't matter how we got there.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you have told this commission that in that meeting that happens between the 10th and the 12th, that Mr. Matlala informed you that the meeting with Minister Cele was cancelled because he was tired of...
It was not cancelled. He didn't go.
He didn't go.
According to him, Mavarevare, he did not go because he was tired of being milked out. That's what he said to me.
And did you understand that to mean that he had previously?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, at this meeting, did you discuss this letter or the challenges he was facing?
No, it was already submitted and he's just forwarding it to me.
Sorry, I was just trying to locate the date for this letter. It doesn't seem like it has one.
MTJ8.
Excuse me?
No, I'm saying MTJ8.
Yes, it doesn't seem to be dated. My question was rather whether it was that whether you discussed the sending of this letter, because he then sends you the letter.
No, we did not discuss it.
So why does he send you the letter?
Just like forwarding. I wrote this, they gave me this. He will forward it to you. Whether
And-
you discuss or not discuss, he'll just forward them to you.
And so he didn't expect, what did he expect to be done?
Nothing.
And did you take any steps? Did you call him or anything?
No,
Or even engage him on the contents of the letter when you next meet?
no. I think this week I was seeing him almost every day. From the week of the 10th, I was seeing him almost every day.
And in
Yeah.
seeing him almost every day, he never discussed this letter? You never discussed this letter?
No, he was complaining about subs stealing some work, they're not giving him work, and normal complaints that I'm used to.
But there was not you think there was no expectation to do anything about
No,
it?
nothing.
Okay. Chair, I'm going to move to the next message. I was going to ask if we were proceeding until until 1:30, or am I to proceed until we finish?
Let's let's finish, and we'll then see whether to hear the application for a re-examination. Let's just finish, and
All
then
right.
we'll
Yes,
decide then.
So, to say we are nearly there.
Yes, we are.
Then on the 13th of May at 12:21, Mr. Matlala sent you a message to say, sorry, they canceled the contract. I didn't take that money. You respond with 2 crying face emojis. He then responds to you and says, that's bad, very bad. I've invested a lot of money here. Now it's gone, more than 30 million. He sends you 2 documents. One being a termination letter from SAPS. That's MTJ9 at page 66. And then at page 71 is a letter from Mr. Matlala's lawyers responding to the National Commissioner's letter cancelling the contract.
That's correct.
And that's the end of that conversation. When Mr. Matlala says to you, this is now on the 13th, sorry, they canceled the contract, I didn't take that money. What did this mean?
A day before, on the 12th, I was with him, and he was telling me about this other loan that he was taking, and I think it was about, I can't remember clearly, about 20 million, and he says he wanted to start afresh, he wanted to pay all his service providers and pay everything that he owes so that he can start on a clean slate. So when he says, I didn't take that money, yeah.
He meant the loan that you
meant
would
the
have
loan.
discussed.
Yeah.
And then you respond with 2 crying face emojis.
Yes.
What were you conveying to him, or why?
It's sad. It's sad that they canceled the contract.
It's sad for who?
It's sad for him.
Okay. So you were saying, you were depicting, or what you're conveying to him is that it's sad for him. Was it sad for you?
It was.
Why?
Because that means we are going to struggle with the medical surveillance in the environment.
It was said, so you were looking at it from your environment perspective?
Exactly.
That a cancellation of this nature would have
That
resulted?
it will also affect us, and it's affecting us now as we speak.
Yeah. Okay, then if we can go to,
Brigadier, you would have been sad for your partner as well, that they're cancelling such a big contract, because it means he's no longer making that money. You can admit that. There's no controversy about
Commissioner.
it. It's not controversial. He's your partner. And, you know, as you've told us, he was quite generous. We've seen here financially. But just from being your partner, I think that you can admit, surely. I think you agree with me. We'll take it as an agreement. Thank you.
yes. Yeah, because if you don't agree, I think I would take you to the letter. I think if you go to page 67 in particular. And-
Please vocalize your agreement if you agree. Don't just laugh or smile, General.
No,
Your agreement with Commissioner Baloyi.
I know there's going to be a tricky question coming afterward. So
Otherwise-
I do not agree. I was set for the organization.
No, don't anticipate questions. Just respond to them honestly. And also bear in mind that if you don't agree with Commissioner Baloyi, then it brings you within the net of what I debated with you yesterday, which is that there is no relationship at all. So actually, the question by Commissioner Baloyi is favorable to you, or not?
No, it's not. What I've learned during these 2 days about Commissioner Baloyi, she will say something that you will agree on, knowing there's a direction that she wants to take. So I've learned that, and I'm saying no, it was not said for me. It was said because as an organization, we are going to struggle with the medicals.
Brigadier, I'm not that bad.
Brigadier, if you consider, let's test that. If you go to page 67,
67?
page 67 of the annexures. No? So this is MTJ 9, and there the National Commissioner lists the reasons for cancellation, which include misrepresentation and fronting, director resignation without disclosure, misrepresentation of franchisor relationship, the issues related to Mr. Madlanga and the pending charges, false representation of personnel and authority, irregularities in bidding documents, employment of unauthorized personnel, continued poor performance. So I'm not sure you can look at this and then feel sad for the employer if a contract that had this many issues is being cancelled. Do you want to comment?
You are putting me in a very difficult position, because now my comment again will be putting my job at risk. I am already yeah. No, I don't want to comment.
You don't want to comment?
No.
Okay.
But I agree with the letter the way it's written by my organization.
Brigadier, do you agree with the letter, or are you just saying it based on what you just said?
No, I do agree with it.
All right, Brigadier. And that concludes the chats that you had with Mr. Madlanga, because what we know now is the following day, Mr. Matlala was arrested. Right. Now, having regard to all of the chats, right? From my summation, what comes out is that there were at least 3 requests, being when you requested assistance when you got the attorney's letter, it was in relation to the car, and then it was in relation to the medication. So that's 3 sets of requests. We could say 4 on account of 2 separate requests related to medication, or a follow-up one when it wasn't delivered.
You say 3 requests. One is?
One was when there was an attorney's letter,
Okay.
right? And then there was another related to a car when it was being serviced. And then there are the requests related to medication.
Okay.
The majority of the correspondence relates largely to the contract. And as the chairperson had pointed out, there are very few terms of endearment that's used. There's almost no discussion.
Those only being terms of endearment in terms of what the brigadier tells us. Otherwise, when you look at those, they are not objectively terms of endearment. The brigadier says, my term of endearment for him is Mr. V.
Yes.
And the brigadier also says his term of endearment for me is Diva. So objectively, those aren't necessarily terms of endearment. But according to what she explains to us, they are. Yes. Sorry for interrupting you.
I'll correct the statement to say very few, according to you. The ones that you have characterized as terms of endearment, they are very few. What we see in the majority of this discussion is the exchange of information related to the contract. A lot of them, you say, were not related to your environment. Then we have instances where Mr. Matlala is asking for contact details related to other SAPS members. And then I think outside of the text about asking about General Motsipe, there's just that picture depicting the wedding where General Nkua was in attendance. So when you consider the body of the WhatsApp chats in this period, what it seems like is that Mr. Matlala was sending to you problems related to the contract, and you were pushing his interests or trying to further his interests. Sometimes you did so against your own employer. And then we see payments, albeit you've denied that these payments have ever reached you. However, you must accept that you provided that account. And it appears as though the relationship was quid pro quo, where you helped him with his contract and his challenges, and he provided some gratification in the form of, I say, those 3 payments, alternatively some favors when you required. Do you care to comment on that?
I don't even know how to comment. I'm not sure if Mr. Sherinzi wants to comment. I'm not sure.
No, he will. Mr. Sherinzi will have his time.
Okay. No, I do not agree. Me and Mr. Matlala, we were in a relationship, and I'm requesting the commission to go and do a further investigation to check if we were indeed in a relationship, but we were definitely in a relationship. And secondly, I do agree, I'm the one who requested the money, but I never received that money. And then thirdly, the communication or the documents that were being shared, it was not to advance Mr. Madlala. If you check, some of them will have disadvantaging him, will have been disadvantaging him in terms of the claims and also moving accounts from members to the company Medicare. So I do not agree with your conclusion, Advocate.
I'm willing to accept that there was an instance where it could be deemed unfavorable, where it related to changing the invoices. But I do think it's still up for debate whether or not the one related to the 140, the list of 140, was favorable or unfavorable until we get that additional evidence. And Brigadier, I know you are saying that the Commission must do further investigations as to whether or not there was a relationship, but do you accept that in your statement where you're given an opportunity to address this, you have equally not given us any evidence but for you saying that you had a relationship with him?
I do agree, but from my side, I gave enough evidence to show that me and Mr. Madlala, we were in a relationship. Furthermore, I will say who alleges must prove it. So from my side, I have proven my side. So the Commission, because it's alleging that I did not have a relationship with Madlala, then they need to prove it.
No, Brigadier, you allege that you have a relationship with
Yes.
Mr. Madlala.
And I've proven it.
How?
I've proven it through the WhatsApp messages,
The WhatsApp messages were provided by the Commission.
through the pet names indicated on the WhatsApp messages, as well as the money that he was giving me since 2019.
But the money that was described in these chats in particular, you say you didn't receive. Moreover, you say you didn't make alternative arrangements to get that money. And then you also tell us that you advocated for a different person to get the money even when you were desperate. So
I'm not-
you're essentially saying that none of those gifts or that money was for you.
I'm not talking about the monies from 2024. I'm talking about the monies from 2019 until 2021, which was extracted from his bank account.
But do you accept that what you have given us is an explanation of what's in the chat? You have not given us any evidence of your relationships. For example, people would provide a picture or something to show that, I was in a relationship with someone. But for your say-so.
I was never requested to bring them. If I was requested to bring them, I was
You
going
would.
to bring the pictures.
All right. Okay. Commissioners, that's all on my end, unless there are questions from the commissioners.
Brigadier, before we break for lunch, I know everybody is hungry, so we will try to make this quick. In your statement on page 11, can you please go there?
I'm there,
Are you there? Remember, this statement is in a form of an affidavit, and it says so on page 1. It starts by saying affidavit. You remember that?
Yes, Commissioner.
And then you say, I, Rachel Macheng, state under oath in English, then you give your statement.
That's correct.
Yes. And then on page 12, the very last paragraph, it says, I know and understand the contents of this statement. I have no objection to taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath to be binding on my conscience. I swear that the contents of this statement are true. Do you see that?
I see that,
And then
Commissioner.
you sign it on the 2nd of December 2025,
That's correct,
which
Commissioner.
is 2 months ago. Now, in paragraph 45.3 on page 11, you deal with monies owed by Mr. Mathala to Modiegi,
That's correct.
and you say in your affidavit that the monies owed were plus minus 38,000. Do you see that?
It was a typo?
Do you see that?
Yes.
Yes. When did you first notice the typo? Because I take it you must have read your affidavit before you signed it.
Sometimes you'll miss some of the things, Commissioner.
Yes. Because this thing is important. I'm going to suggest to you that the reason why you want to change this amount from 38,000 to 338,000 is because you've now seen the Commission's bundle of documents. And you can see that in the bundle of documents, the money paid to Modiegi's butchery is 300,000. And if Mr. Mathala only owed Modiegi 38,000, Modiegi would not have retained 300,000. All that money would have come to you. The reason you now want to change the contents of your affidavit, which you saw under oath that they were true and correct, is because that's the only way you can explain that discrepancy between the 38,000 and the 300,000.
The affidavit or the evidence from the commission that indicates 300,000, I only received it on Tuesday.
Yes.
By then, when did I meet with Mr. Ndlovu? I think it was last week, Friday. Then we agreed that we will do a supplementary document, a supplementary affidavit.
So you're
It's not-
saying you're not changing it because you saw the contents of the
No,
Commission's
that
bundle?
one I got it on Tuesday. And I discussed with Mr. Ndlovu when we were going through this.
Yes. All right, thank you.
We'll take a shorter lunch break. Let's adjourn and resume at 14:30. Let's adjourn. Mr. Shirinzi?
Yes, Chair. Yes.
Yes, I'm listening. You intimated that you wanted to say something to us.
Chair, we wanted to make an application to re-examine the evidence of the witness. We are not sure if maybe my colleague is done with leading evidence. Just wanted to confirm. if
That's
we
my
are-
understanding.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem, Commissioner. We are then ready to make an application, Commissioner. You can just grant me an indulgence to open my application, Commissioner. May I proceed, Commissioner?
Yes.
Yes, Commissioner. Yes, Chair. My apologies. Commissioner, we are making an application in terms of Regulation 8, subsection 4 of the Regulations of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System. Chair, before we proceed with that, we want to submit that prior to making the submissions, we believe that it is necessary to state the importance of this commission. The commission has been appointed to actually investigate the allegations that have been stated. We believe that in the submissions that have been made by our witness, there are certain issues or pertinent issues that we believe have not been rectified or need to be brought to clarity, Commissioner. We also submit, Commissioner, that there will be no prejudice that will be suffered by the commission if it is to listen to the questions. We are going to break it down, Commissioner, and state as to which positions or which utterances or things that have been stated by the witness we want to focus on. One of those things, Commissioner, is the relationship between Mrs. Matlala and Brigadier, as well as the monies that have been received.
Mr.
Matlala.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Matlala. And the monies that have been paid to the account of Osizweni. Commissioner, we are aware that before we can actually re-examine the witness, we need permission from yourselves as to whether it is feasible or whether it is in the best interest of the commission to actually listen to our submissions or listen to what the brigadier is going to say.
So it's just on those two issues?
Also on those two issues, Commissioner.
Please continue.
Okay. Chair, we believe that these things will bring clarity, and this will also make it very easy for the commission to actually make its decisions when it's making its recommendations to the president. Such questions, therefore, Chairperson, will be in the best interest of not only the commission, but also everyone who is listening to actually understand as to what is happening in this proceedings, Chairperson. My apologies, I'm just used to calling the worship or your worship, my apologies. So we believe that we are in the hands of the commission right now to actually grant us the permission. And yeah, we believe that the commission will not suffer any prejudice compared to the prejudice that our client, the brigadier, will suffer if such things are not clarified. Not only in the commission, but also in the public space as well, because this is also broadcasted to everyone. Every small thing that she has mentioned will also need to be clarified, Commissioner. So that is our submission, and that is our...
It can be that you clarify open quote every small thing, close quote, that the brigadier has touched on.
Yes.
It can be every small thing.
Let's say, Chair, some of the things that you have mentioned. My apologies on everything.
Ms. Bowe, do you wish to comment? Our inclination is to grant the application, but of course you are entitled to respond.
Chair, no objection from my side. The two issues are quite narrow.
Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Bowe. Yes, Mr. Sherenzi. Thank you.
Can you please say it again so that we get it right?
Sherenzi?
Sherenzi.
Sherenzi, Chairperson, Sherenzi. She, yes.
Sherenzi.
She, Re, and then Nzi.
Sherenzi.
Yes,
SHIRINDZI.
Yes.
I blame Commissioner Kumalo.
He'll get
That's
used
how
to it.
I was pronouncing it throughout, and he said there's an E somewhere.
Now you'll get used to it eventually.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please commence, Mr. Shirinzi.
Okay, Brigadier, I want us to start with the relationship that you had with Mr. Madlanga. Just want you to provide clarity to the commission as well as to everyone who's here today. In your testimony, you mentioned that you were involved with Mr. Madlanga since 2017, am I correct?
2017?
Yes, 2017.
Yes.
Okay. Apologies, let me just bring this closer. Okay. Okay. And then you also mentioned that during your time with Mr. Madlanga, you were on and off. Your relationship was on and off, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You also further mentioned that Mr. Madlanga has been showering you with gifts, including money, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, I want you to clarify to the commission as to when you started receiving money from Mr. Madlanga.
The money that is recorded as per annexure King MA,
Just to assist you and the
page
commission as well.
91,
Page 92. Can you please?
92.
Yes.
Page 92, as it recorded, I started receiving money from Mr. Madlanga in 2019, June 20. But it was not only limited to only these monies, it will also be gifts, flowers, yeah.
Okay. And then looking at the first transaction on page 92, can you tell the commission as to how much Mr. Madlanga paid into account?
He gave me 10,000 rand.
Okay.
It's
Can I proceed,
yes,
Chair?
yes, please
Okay.
continue.
Okay. So you mentioned that this was from 2019, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then, if I count properly, this is, when was the Medicare contract awarded to Mr. Madlanga's company?
It was awarded in 2024.
So am I correct to state that you've been receiving monies 5 years prior to Mr. Madlanga being awarded the contract?
That's correct.
Okay. Does that show that you're in a relationship with Mr. Madlanga?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Now, if Mr. Madlanga was to be brought to this commission today or tomorrow or any other day, would he confirm that he's got an intimate relationship with you?
I believe that he will confirm the relationship.
Now, there is money that was paid in page of the screenshots, page, sorry, just now, but it was 100,000 rand that was paid into Osizweni. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Can you please elaborate further as to why that money was paid into
That was explained in the testimony. Perhaps just make your point
okay.
directly.
Okay. If you are to look at your affidavit in paragraph 45, it states now that he has, okay, I'll just read the subcontext. Paragraph 45, from the inception of our romantic relationship, he will pay money directly into my FNB account, but when he was requesting another bank account, I asked him why another bank account, and he stated the following. But before we go into the following, am I correct to state that between 2019 and maybe 2024, he's been paying money into your account, into your FNP account that is listed in page 92.
That's correct.
Okay?
Between 2019 and until 2021.
Okay? And then
And
now,
then in the witnesses, in the brigadier's evidence in chief, she explained the change.
yes,
And also under cross-examination, she explained the change.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we just want to clarify as to what is we are getting the change. And then now I want you to pay attention to paragraph 45.2. Do you see that? It says, now that he has the contract with SAPS, he doesn't want it to look like he's paying me for favors, and he doesn't want the gifts to jeopardize my career, as other people might think about it in the wrong way. Now, can you please clarify to the commission if whether you received any monies from Mr. Madlanga after the contract was awarded to Medicare?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Can I just, sorry, Mr. Shirunzi, can I just understand that answer? You say after the contract was awarded, you never received payments from Mr. Madlanga?
I never received money from Mr. Madlanga. Although I requested it and he paid it into this account, but I never received it.
Yes, so you did receive money, it just didn't come to you. You asked for it, and he paid it into the Osizweni account. And you told us that then Mudieki kept it, right? So there was a payment from him for your benefit. I just want to understand that, because that was your evidence earlier. You asked for money, and he gave you 100,000 rands. Your friend Mudieki kept it. That's your evidence earlier. Now you answer, you say you never received any money. I just wanted to be clear that are you changing what you said earlier?
Receiving it, I'm understanding it in this manner, that when you give someone something, then it will end up being on the specific person. That's how I understand receiving.
The simple point, though, is between the question by Mr. Shirinzi and the answer that you gave, we are effectively not given the full story. That's the point. You understand the point I'm making?
Yes, we understand, Chair.
Yes,
If maybe we can try and rephrase that question, Chair.
Yes.
And then maybe the brigadier will be in a better position to answer.
Yes.
Brigadier, so there was money that was paid into Ms. Mudieki's account, the Osizweni account. Am I correct?
That's correct?
And you've seen proof of payments that have been submitted by this commission. Am I correct?
That's correct?
The said money that was paid into Mrs. Mudieki's account, did it ever come into your account?
No, it did not.
Did you ever receive 100,000 rand from Mrs. Mudieki?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever receive 300,000 rand?
How far? Let's just take the first 100,000 rand, Mr. Shirizi.
Yes, sir.
Where do your questions take the
So-
witness?
Chair, when...
I mean, it was purely fortuitous that in the end, she did not get the money. She asked for it. It was paid into that account. She had given that account to Mr. Madlanga. So he intended to give the money to her.
Yes.
She intended to receive the money.
Yes.
So if fortuitously she happens not to receive the money, what difference does it make?
Chair, so...
In my view, none. So I'm not sure where this is taking us.
Chair, the point that we're trying to point out to the commission is the money was paid. However, there was an outstanding amount that was supposed to be paid by Mr. Madlanga.
We know that. So we know that story. You mean to the butchery?
Yes, Chair.
We know that story.
Yes.
I'm making a different point. Please address that different point.
Okay, if the Chair can please state it again, Chair. Maybe I misunderstood you.
I'm saying, Mr. Madlanga says to the brigadier, give me an account number, but not yours.
Yes.
And she does. He then deposits not into any account, but to the very account that the brigadier gave him.
Yes.
So when she gave Mr. Matlala that account, she intended to receive money from that account.
Yes,
You are with me so far?
yes.
When Mr. Matlala deposited that money into that account, he intended for her to receive or to get that amount. So my point is, the fact that fortuitously or somehow eventually she did not get that money, it should mean nothing. It should mean nothing. So the fact that she happens not to get it, I don't know where your questions take us.
Chair, we,
In fact, even her evidence in chief in this regard, I don't know where it takes us.
okay, Chair, we believe that there is, I'll put it to say that there is a misconception that the money was paid into the brigadier's account for purposes of actually doing favors for Mr. Matlala.
I'm talking, I deliberately focus just on the first 100,000 rand.
Yes, Chair.
So now where's the misconception with regard to that first 100,000 rand? Where's the misconception, Mr. Shirinzi?
Chair, if she has not received the money.
So what? I'm
The-
sorry, I'm not being rude.
No, it's okay.
I'm
It's okay,
not being
Chair.
rude.
It's okay, just seeking clarity, it's okay.
Yes.
So, with the 100,000 rand coming into her account, Chair, she required the money for a specific function, and the money was never paid into her account, so she never received it. The 100,000 rand was never actually given to her.
But for, I'm trying to make a very simple point. I'm saying, but for Ms. Ms. Mudiechi, what's the surname? Ms. Mudiechi Kekana.
Yes.
But for Ms. Mudiechi Kekana allegedly retaining the money, the brigadier would have received it as she intended to.
Yes,
So I don't see where all of this is taking us.
Yes, Chair, but the other issue, Chair, is we're not supposed to only look at it from one point. We also need to understand as to why she was receiving the money and where the money was going to. So we cannot divorce the other part from the other part, Commissioner Chairperson. Hence, we're saying that there needs to be a pattern as to the money was received. She's not disputing that. However, it was not received into her account. She never received it for the purpose in which she intended it for. She testified that.
If you want to ask her or the brigadier about the purpose for which she wanted the money, maybe ask those questions.
we were going
Maybe
to-
ask questions relating to that, because I just do not see where the question you have asked thus far with regard to receipt of the money is taking us. I just don't see where that question is
We
taking
will
us.
ask that question, Chair.
Please go on and ask that
We'll
question.
do that, Chair.
Thank you.
Brigadier, when you requested the money from Mr. Matlala, what were you requesting the money for?
I was requesting it to pay a judgment that was on my name.
Okay. Were you able to pay off that judgment as a result of receiving money from Mr. Matlala, or the money paid into Osizwe?
No, I paid it using my own money, not any the money received from Mr. Matlala.
Okay. The commission spoke about the WhatsApp messages that you had sent to Mr. Matlala when you were requesting the money, and for lack of better words, how you were demanding it from him. The persistence you were demanding, the persistence in you demanding the money, and then you keeping quiet after the money was paid into Osizwe. The commission stated that, why did you not complain to Mr. Matlala that Mrs. Mudiechi has taken the money that had been paid into her account and not given it to you? Do you remember?
I did complain, or not complain, I did inform Mr. Matlala that I did not receive the money. It's just now in the commission, we are only dealing with the chats that comes from the phone of Mr. Matlala. But physically, when I was with him, I did raise it with him.
Okay. And then going back to your relationship with Mr. Madlanga, it is common cause that he is or was the director of Medicare 24, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then during that time, when you're busy with or dealing with the Medicare contract, were there any other suppliers that you're busy with?
Were there any?
Any other suppliers that you're busy with, that you're assisting?
We had quite several contracts in our environments, and there were other service providers that I was also dealing with.
Sorry, I meant to say service provider, my apologies. Okay. And then you did mention in your testimony as to which service provider you were assisting. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was on my testimony. I can't remember the page number, but I did mention it on my testimony.
If you are aware of the page, please direct, page and paragraph number perhaps, please direct the brigadier.
I don't remember. I don't take it down with my head.
All right, all right.
It will be on my affidavit, number 17. Page 5, point number 17.
Please direct us to the relevant line, brigadier.
Okay. Let me read the whole paragraph as it will make sense if I read it together.
Yes.
I was further informed that it is a norm when the contract are awarded, end users and contractor, stakeholder supplier engagement, meetings will be held with the appointed service provider. This practice is also in the occupational exposure surveillance, the OEL. We will engage the service provider for OEL, as well as the service provider for waste management, service provider for proficiency testing, and the service provider for personal protective equipment contract.
Okay. So, just to summarize your paragraph 17, am I correct to state that you are basically stating that you would assist other service providers?
I will assist them, and I was still assisting all these other service providers.
And in assisting these service providers, would you receive a financial benefit from them?
No, I will not.
So with you receiving money from Mr. Madlanga so I'll take you back to page 92. There is, just want you to hold page 92. There is a transaction on the 21st on the 17th of July 2021. Do you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Where it says friend allowance. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Would I be
It
correct?
shows that it's a friend.
Well, just to provide clarity to the commission and everyone, well, what kind of a friend?
It's a boyfriend.
Okay.
It was a girlfriend allowance.
Okay. So, I want us to separate the two. When you were receiving money from Mr. Madlanga, were you receiving it as a favor were you receiving it as a payment for a favor done or for doing something for him, or were you receiving it as a girlfriend allowance?
No, I was receiving it as a girlfriend allowance.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do any favor for Mr. Madlanga. This I was received as a boyfriend gifting a girlfriend.
Okay. And then you also mentioned that there was a debt that you needed to pay. How much was that debt?
The what, sorry?
The debt that you needed to pay.
It was
A judgment.
about 150,000.
And when you requested money, how much did you request from Mr. Madlanga?
Have you moved away now from the period 2019 to
Yes, Chair.
2021?
Yes, Chair, I have.
All right.
When you requested the money from Mr. Matla, how much did you request from him?
I requested, there was no specific amount. I just show him the judgment.
Okay. In him giving you 100,000, would that not have reduced the debt that you had or the judgment that was granted against you?
That's correct.
Would he not be doing that as your boyfriend and not as a service provider?
You are 100% correct.
I don't know if maybe there's anything that you want to clarify to the commission as well?
It's you re-examine,
Yes,
and
Chair.
we can't give the brigadier free rein, as it were.
Okay, let me just. Chair, I think that will be all for today.
Thank you. Ms. Poe, in terms of the regulations, you are entitled to examine a witness that has just been re-examined. Do you wish to do that examination? Or there's what's new really, if it's new, relates to page 92. The rest, I would not think there's anything you would want to examine on again.
Chair, it was just 2 points. One was in relation to page 92, and the other is in relation to the assertion or the line of questioning around the assistance provided to other service providers.
All right. All right, please, let's hear your questions.
Brigadier, if you can go to page 92,
Okay.
right? You'll see there that it's a schedule of payments that you just dealt with and you pointed us to. In your re-examination, you noted that that evinces a relationship. Right? But if you look at it, the period where these payments were received only is 2019 and then ceases in 2021. There were no other payments.
That's correct.
Right? And then the next time you get payments is in 2025. And what emerges then is that there's a drastic increase in the payment. I mean, whether or not you received it is one thing, but that was the payment made and it was intended for you. That was a drastic increase and also an attempt to conceal those payments by paying them to Osizweni. And so I'd say, I put to you that you can tell from the nature of the two sets of transactions that there was a difference in the relationship.
It doesn't mean that the monies or the gift will only end, or maybe let's say the monies will only end in 2021. As long as we were in a relationship, which I said it was an on and off relationship, sometimes I don't even keep track on when we were off and when we were on. But there will be some gift in terms of flowers, chocolates, we go out for lunch, sometimes it will be cash. So obviously those amounts will not be captured here because the monies that are captured here are monies paid directly into my account.
But do you accept that there is a drastic difference between the monies that were paid then, because the amounts are 10,000, I think the most is 20,000, versus the attempt at giving you, the alleged attempt at giving you 100,000?
I do accept because his financial status have changed compared to the previous time whereby he was giving 10,000 and the 20,000. Now the financial status have changed.
And it is purely coincidental that this change in financial status and larger gift amount comes at a time when he has a contract with SAPS and a contract that you are in part coordinating, for lack of a better word.
I believe that whether I was part or not part of it, I will still have received money from him. It's not because I was part of the contract. Even before he can secure this contract, there were talks of him buying me a vehicle. So it's not about him now being a service provider of SAPS.
But can you accept that none of that is evident from any of the WhatsApp chats?
That's
or
correct.
even his own financial statements, for that matter?
That's correct.
Then in re-examination, you mentioned that you confirmed that you did have dealings with other service providers. Brigadier, there's a distinction between the dealings you had with them. For example, did you assist a service provider in responding to like a non-performance letter by providing them with what is ostensibly ammunition to use against SAPS or points to raise against SAPS?
There are other ways which I have assisted them, similar way that I have assisted Mr. Madlanga.
When you say similar ways, what do you mean?
I'll call them, ask them to go and facilitate whatever that they needed to do. Just like when I was calling Mr. Madlanga and say, you need to facilitate your appointment. Let me take example of the waste management contract, whereby provinces were complaining to say the service provider is not going or is not coming to collect waste in other provinces. Then I will engage the service provider, urging him to go and collect waste. He must just make plan to go and collect waste. Sometimes he will make appointments, give days, and will not go and collect.
Brigadier, I suppose the simple point I'm trying to make is not necessarily that you don't deal with other service providers. I'm putting to you that you don't deal with them in the same ways. Because with Mr. Madlanga, you conceded in evidence that you had overstepped in how you conducted yourself in relation to some of his dealings. You conceded that sometimes you acted even against the interest of SAPS. Those examples that you are giving about how you've intervened with other service providers don't rise to the level of those that have occurred with Mr. Madlanga, is the point. So yes, you do deal with other service providers, but you do not deal with them in the ways that you dealt with Mr. Madlanga.
I think it was one incident where I considered to say that I have overstepped, and it was in the interest of Mr. Madlanga, only one incident, and which was not intentionally done.
Brigadier, let me find my notes, but it's more than one instance where you agreed that you overstepped. You said you overstepped in relation...
Will the record not bear us out on that,
Yes,
Ms. Powe?
Yes, Chair, the record will show that it was on more than one occasion that Brigadier agreed that she overstepped. It's not true that she did so on only one occasion.
I'm not saying it will. That is, General, if it is indeed, as Ms. Powe is putting it to you, we'll look at the record and see what it says. Yes, Ms. Powe?
Thank you, Chair, that is all.
Brigadier, it's a question, it's something that I should have asked and clarified earlier before we broke for lunch. You say JK, and it's unrelated to this. I just want to know this. You said JK is General Phalane.
That's correct, Commissioner.
What is JK? Why is it referred to? And I ask because I see that you refer to him as JK, and Mr. Madlanga in the screenshot that he sent you seems to have saved him as JK. What is the JK?
JK are his initials. I think it's Johannes Komosa Phalane.
Okay.
JK.
Thank
We
you.
call him JK, and my response to respond to JK is the way the questions were posed to me
Okay.
by the Commission.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Powe. Brigadier, thank you very much. You are excused. Thank you, Mr. Shirinzi. Thank you, Ms. Poe, I'm sorry. We resume at 9:30 on Monday, I assume.
Yes, Chair.
Let's adjourn and resume at 9:30 on Monday.